Hey everybody, Ian Golden with a new installment of our popular Samurai review series where we cut into the gear, exposing its weaknesses, saving you time and money. Today we are going to look at the Numark NS6. It's an all-in-one DJ controller. We're going to check it out with itch, we're going to check it out with Traktor, we're going to see what's good, we're going to see what's bad, and hopefully give you a good sense of what this controller is all about. All right, so first off, we're going to jump right in, take a look at the unit. This unit, the NS6, is much smaller than its bigger brother, the NS7, which was gargantuan and basically the size and weight of a pair of turntables and a mixer. They condensed it down into a much more portable package. It's also a lot more heavy, so what that means is that you're probably going to need a flight case, and you probably want a flight case for something like this. It's also a little bit more heavy. One cool thing though that the designers did implement is these little hand grips right here. Allows you to kind of put your hands in there, pick it up really easily. Very nice. That attention to detail and construction quality, I'm definitely very pleased to report, is reflected throughout the unit. The components are really good. I particularly like these long pitch faders. These are full pitch faders that match the length of the turntables, along with that silky resistance and no center indent. So if you are the kind of person who loves to ride the pitch fader and really mix records, you're gonna love these pitch faders. The platters are nice and big. They work really well with itch. The one thing I don't like about the layout of this controller is the centering of the jog wheels. You'll notice that all your loop controls are up here, your effects controls are right here. What I noticed is as I was reaching over to access these controls and I was reaching up here, I had a tendency to accidentally bump the jog wheel, which if it's in scratch mode is going to of course stop the song. So in terms of the mixer section, very impressed. The crossfader is great. It's fully replaceable. You could throw an Inno fader or some other super high quality fader in here, but the fader that comes with it is actually really good. It's better than what ships with most mixers. The line faders are nice and silky. They feel great. We've got slightly rubberized knobs. I'd like them to be a little bit more squishy, but they feel pretty good. The spacing is good. So it's a nice proper 4-channel mixer, and that's reflected on the back of the unit. If you look here, we've got a booth master output along with balanced XLR outputs. We've got a switchable mic or line input here, so you can throw a mic in there on 2 different channels if you wanted to run 2 mics, which is pretty awesome for the mobile guys. So enough about the form, let's jump in and see how this thing works. All right, so now we've got itch, the special version for the NS6, booted up. And once again, I just want to reiterate that, of course, the scratching via HID is super tight. They've done a great job. I'll get that same beat loaded up, and we'll drop a track on top of it.
That's what my dad is made me. Yeah, I'm a hustler, baby.
So in this mode with itch, everything's super tightly integrated. There's a solid communication. The buttons work when they should. You can easily switch in between decks. You've got the strip search that works nice and well. You can go through the track and find spots everywhere. The effects makes a lot of sense. You've got one effect over here, one effect over here, and then you can route each of the decks to one of those 2 effects. So very simple. You scroll through, select the effect that you want, engage it, change the parameter, and then bring up the mix and turn it on. So the effects sound pretty good. We'll go ahead and show you a little echo.
That's what my dad is made me. Yeah, I'm a hustler, baby. That's my dad.
I'm a big fan of this effects parameter display here. It's super slick. It sort of snaps to the values and you can see where you are in that parameter. All right, so to demonstrate some mixing, I'm just going to go ahead and drop a couple tracks and show you that you can match beats. We'll just start a track on the left, and we'll intentionally mess up the tempo on the track on the right, and then try to beat match them on the fly without any pre-cueing. can see I got the beats pretty much lined up. Little pitch fader ride there. You old school DJs might still know how to do that. Newmark supplies a TSI file or a mapping file for Traktor Pro, so you can go ahead and pretty much out of the box connect this guy to Traktor and use it. That's the file that we tested this with, and I gotta say overall I'm not terribly impressed. The mapping is not exactly the greatest in the world, and there's a lot of things that don't work very well. For example, one of the main reasons you would want to buy this controller, besides the robust build, is for the large jog wheels. And unfortunately, when you're connecting this via MIDI, the scratching functionality just does not work nearly as well as it does straight through HID inside of Traktor. Now, this thing scratches amazingly with itch, but if you're planning on using it with Traktor, it's not going to work so great. Let me give you an example. Just a really simple test is to actually use both the S4 and this guy. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cue this guy up. And you're going to kind of see how much wobble it has. And now let's compare that to this guy.